Hey there. As you might imagine, well, let me back up a little bit. I hope you're doing great. I was looking forward to talking to you today, or right now in particular, because it dawned on me that I, as you can imagine, have spent a lot of time asking myself the question and evaluating the question, trying to understand the answer to the question of what is the difference between feeling and being very plugged in to your life in a particular moment, very present, very engaged, very probably disengaged from yourself or from your anxieties. So, what's the difference between that and then falling into a state that is not that? That is something other than that. Um, and it's a big question. I think it's a fascinating question. I think that there are probably lots of answers to it. But I think it's also interesting to try to distill down as clearly and cleanly as possible what that difference is, because when you can capture that idea of difference in your mind as sort of a single insight, then it can carry a lot of power within you. It can really lead you, I believe, into that place of connectedness with now, of connectedness with life, of lack of anxiety, of lack of self, of, we could speak about it in a lot of different ways. For me, it's of lack of distortion, a lack of story. So it's a closer experience of truth when you're in that place than when you're out of it. And this is a question that a lot of the work of Be Your Purpose is about and works around. But to try to encapsulate that difference, I believe for you right now as an insight that I think we can both use and bring into our inner world from time to time as a helpful tool to shift us back into that connection with silence, that place that you feel most engaged and want to live from. And so what's the insight? The insight essentially is that the recognition, the true and pure recognition of yourself as an unfolding miracle, as literally, physically, physiologically, intellectually, conceptually, and intellectually, all of the leaves, right? You are a miracle bubbling into existence. That's what we know about you as a fundamental quality. And that miracle occurs without your effort, really, your involvement at all. It happens in spite of your effort, probably a lot of times. And so connecting to that truth, that insight, is, I think, among the shortest paths to dropping into that state of presence, that state of present moment engagement and awareness, which is, of course, if you've been following and if you've interacted with Be Your Purpose, you know that, of course, to me, that is the experience of the state of being your purpose, right? Being deeply connected to the silence, the energy flowing through you, this miracle flowing through you, connected to that in a felt sense. And of course, in addition to that, what I'm talking about today is in an intellectual sense. So if you understand that insight, it leads you quickly, hopefully, to shifting into that felt experience of that inside your body, so you can feel that energy and feel that silence. And then all of a sudden, you have both the intellectual understanding of it and connection to it, and the felt experiential sense. And that is, those two things in combination are very close to just being in it completely without any thought. So they're a great guidepost to getting there. Anyway, this is, I understand, a bit conceptual, intellectual, and maybe difficult to follow depending on how much exposure you've had to the Be Your Purpose, and also to thinking about these sorts of things in general. So let's get on with some practice now, some experience with a mind exercise. All right, have an incredible day.